Welcome to the Real Aesthetic Podcast, a real deal on like aesthetics and stuff.
Oh, we've been rolling this whole time.
He was my gopher.
I'm your host, Alexis Arsenis. We're going to have a good time here. Hey guys, welcome back to the Real Aesthetic Podcast, a show where we go over business, aesthetics, life, a little bit of everything. But today we're having a little bit of a different episode. We have my trusted and amazing producer on today, Nick, who's also a business owner, multiple businesses. Behind the camera is our trusted producer, Josh. So excited.
Hello.
Oh, I like when Josh is on.
I know.
Hello.
It's so nice.
That's nice.
It's nice to have like a different face.
It's like a home team episode.
I love that.
I would say.
It really is. This is the studio team.
Yeah, this is
us.
us.
Aw.
Oh, that was cute. You look very nice today. You look very
Thank you.
tan. You look good.
Thanks, you know, try to get a little
Josh,
color.
you look good too. Not as nice as Alexis, but you look good. That's all right.
So I really want to do this
Nobody
episode.
says how good I look. Thanks, everybody. Have a nice week.
I said he
I'll
had,
be
okay,
gone.
let's just kidding.
Kidding.
Before this, I said he
Kidding.
had nice socks and I liked his
Right,
outfit.
but why say it while we're on the show? That's
Oh.
okay. Go ahead. What do we got?
So I want to do this episode with Nick because I'm seeing so many of these estheticians, nurses, these Patreon accounts, all these things being posted for these business builders. And they have no substance because I wanted to see how good they were.
Mhm.
And so I bought one. I did. And it was like,
Basic stuff.
it was, yeah,
Mhm.
get an LLC.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, come on. We should know that. So I wanted to have an episode to talk about the fake business gurus, how to spot them, what to look for, and kind of like maybe other things that you should invest in other than these silly courses
Sure.
with people that are really not credible.
Right. Yeah, no,
So-
it's interesting. Yeah, I feel like a lot of business podcasts or whatever, because business in general, whether you're starting a lemonade stand or you're starting a aesthetics, company, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's business is business. And there is a fundamental difference between being a business owner, being a salesperson, being an employee, being a manager. Like all of those different things are different things. And when you're first starting your business, you may have to be all of those
Yeah.
things.
And that's totally normal.
Right. But let's not get it misconstrued here. If you're a salesperson, you're a salesperson. If you're a
Mhm.
business owner, you're a business owner. And there's different definitions. I wrote a couple down. Do you
Yeah.
mind?
No, go ahead.
So what I put for the difference between a salesperson and a business person, because they may interact, you may end up being both things at once, but fundamentally each role is different. So salespeople are trying to sell. They work on behalf of a business, and their goal is to exchange a product or service for money. That's it.
Mhm.
So it's, I have an online course, I have a lotion or
Yeah.
SPF, or I'm selling a hydrofacial, like the facial itself,
Mhm.
right? On a day-to-day to the general public. They come in and they want to get a
Yeah.
hydrofacial done. So that's a sale from a salesperson. And that's on a level that's direct to consumer,
Yes.
right? And the only thing that you're looking for from that consumer is money.
Yes.
That's it. Now, you're not giving them nothing. Like they give you money in exchange to get a hydrofacial,
Yeah.
right? In
You're
that
giving them
example.
something. It just
Right.
depends on what it is.
You pay me to make a video for you as an example. If you don't get the video, now you can take me to court because you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like you're giving me money in exchange for a product or service.
Yeah.
Right. Business people make deals or transactions that are usually mutually beneficial to both parties involved.
Yes.
So, and people say, well, it's the same thing as a sale. It's really not. So it's more of like, yes, you give money and you get the hydrofacial, and so the business gets money and the person gets the hydrofacial. It's mutually beneficial. But besides money, the consumer isn't offering anything to help expand the business. So more business transaction using the hydrofacial as an example would be offering a free hydrofacial to an influencer
Mhm.
so that they will help promote your business.
Yes.
Does that make sense? So now it's like, it's not just like, because the average person can't do this and they shouldn't have to do this. But if, I don't know, Joe Schmo walks in from off the street and says, I want a hydrofacial, you charge them for the hydrofacial, they leave, you never hear from them again, or
Yeah.
they come back the next month or whatever you set them up for. But with the influencer thing, promoting Bloom as a business out there,
Mhm.
now it's a business transaction. Now it's
Exactly.
a one hand washes the other, you scratch my back, I scratch yours.
We've done it multiple times downstairs,
I'm sure,
for
and
sure.
those are the types of things that are different, in my opinion, between business people and salespeople. Salespeople, and I'm sure you did medical device sales for a
Mhm.
while.
Long
Um,
time.
I did car sales for a while, and there's a tendency, uh, not for me, but there's a tendency among salespeople to it's a quick grab. They get the cash, and then you never hear from them again.
It's aggravating, yeah. There's a long saying in laser sales, like, how to get rid of your laser rep is to buy their laser.
Right, right, right.
You
Because they'll
know, like,
follow up
it's
with you
because
until they get your money,
and
and then
then
they're gone.
they're like, "See you later." There's no onboarding, there's no support, how my device isn't working, how to no, like, you don't talk to the sales rep, that's it.
Right.
They're just there to smooze you and sell it the system.
With business to business, it's more of account management. So it's an ongoing relationship with your client. That's why people used to make fun of me in the car business, especially when I was in finance, because I would say I have a client coming in at 2 o'clock, and they'd say, "You mean a customer?" And I'm like, "No, these are people that are spending many. I worked for multiple brands, some that are high end, some that are more consumer based. But to me, they're a
A
client.
client.
Like they're someone that you're gonna. They call me for everything.
Yeah. "Hey,
People
this is going on.
I
What do I
still
do
to this day,
here?"
I haven't been in the car business in, almost a decade at this point, and I still have people saying, "Hey, Nick, I'm gonna go buy this type of car. Who should I talk to? What should I
I
do?"
have doctors that do the same thing. "Hey, I'm looking at this equipment. You know, you always were really honest with me. What do you think about this?" And I'll tell them the truth. There's no harm in telling them, "Hey, this is worth it or this is not." And now having my own med spa, it's different too because I see both sides. So I see these guys walk in, and salespeople are like they're really all the same. Like they
Mhm.
come in and they're never, maybe once in a while, but they're never ugly. You know what I
No,
mean?
no, they're very well
They're
put
very
together.
well put together people. They come in and it's, "How are you? Can I get you a coffee?"
Yeah. Can I do anything to make your life
And then
better
yeah,
in exchange for money?
let me just sit down and tell you how the benefits of what I have and how it's gonna work. Now, with laser sales, much different than a car, you're not driving it. You're not seeing it. It's not here. So you're making your decision based on data and the person you're meeting with. That's
Mm.
100% relationship based. Because if you can't see the product or feel the product, you're hoping the person that's telling you and the data you're seeing is
You
legit.
don't get a demo with a sales rep?
So most laser companies do not have demo units.
Mm.
So what they might do is send you. So for example, I have a bunch of lasers. The reps and I have a relationship where if they have a new account that wants to buy the laser, and I don't even care if it's in the same town, they come in and they pay me. The rep pays me to do a treatment on them because 95% of the time these sales reps aren't legally allowed to fire the laser because they're not licensed estheticians, they're
No,
not
they're
nurses, they're
salespeople.
salespeople. So they pay us to do the demo for them sometimes, but 90% of the time, anytime I did laser sales, I never did a demo. It
Interesting.
was purely based on data, before and after photos, references because I would sell to a lot of high profile doctors. So I'd say,
Mm.
"Hey, why don't you call, Dr. Fiorillo or why don't you talk to, um Dr. Russo, see what he's like, you just name the people that you've worked with, they get in touch with them and you go from there. It's not something where they're feeling it and seeing it and experiencing it.
Mhm.
So, they're flashy.
Mhm.
You have to have that relationship with them, but they will tell you anything
Mhm.
to get that sale in.
I think this applies to, like, all swaths of business too.
Yeah.
So I just thought of another example. So if you own a restaurant, right? Your, uh, salespeople are your servers,
Yeah,
waiters, waitresses,
absolutely.
stuff like that. Your business people are the managers who are talking to vendors who supply the food. So if you're buying, 80 loaves of bread, like no general consumer needs to know how many loaves of bread you're buying in the back or
Yeah.
flour to make your own bread or whatever you end up doing. But your vendors need to know, and you need to have a good ongoing relationship. I used to be when I was like 17, 18, I was a butcher, like a legit
Were you
butcher.
really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I remember the guy placing the order for how many sides of beef they would need, and he would get discounts, whatever, and they'd be
Do you
joking
still know
and
how to do that?
absolutely. Oh yeah,
Oh my god, I need you to come to my house.
I could debone a chicken in like a minute and a half. I'm not kidding.
Oh, you're coming to processing
So
weekend.
yeah, yeah. So I remember I was a butcher. I was so young, I wasn't allowed to touch the knives. I was just there talking to people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I remember him like having a completely different relationship with the guy on the phone who nobody ever saw, who was the people from the farms, local farms, and
And you're
all
nice
that
to
stuff.
them.
Right? You're nice, but it's also like you hold them accountable. It's a different relationship.
Absolutely.
With sales, you're like you put up with a lot of crap from the general public because you need their money in order to run your business.
Yeah, I mean,
With the vendors, it's like, what are you gonna do for me? What can I do for you? If you
exactly.
stop doing stuff for me, then I'll just go to a different vendor. Like it's a game.
And that's kinda how
It's a
I feel.
transactional deal relationship thing,
That's
you
how
know?
I feel sometimes because I feel like these reps are like, "Hey, I'm gonna drop a device off. You're gonna love it. You're gonna do a demo for me, and you're gonna tell them how much you love it and you have it." And I'm like,
Mm,
"But I don't have it. You just dropped it off yesterday. You didn't even
mm.
send me the protocols, and you sent it to me with used tips." Like,
Oh
first of
my
all, I don't know
god.
why anyone's still reusing tips. It did. It came to me with
It's disgusting.
Target bag, a reusable Target bag with tips with people's names on them. So it means they reuse them multiple times on themselves. Now, these are needles. Like, that's disgusting.
That's gross.
But that's how it got delivered to me. So I'm like,
Mhm.
maybe if you send me some new tips, maybe I'll try it. But I don't know. But that's how I am with the laser reps. I'm like, I'm not gonna lie to someone, but if it works, it works. Like
Oh,
I'll do it,
sure.
but give me some time. Like I'm not just gonna do a client and next day tell this next person it's amazing. But I can talk to them like that because the lasers, I have it in my store.
Mhm,
Do you know what I mean? Like I have what you need, and you need me to sell your clients. So I understand that, but I think that these salespeople where they go haywire
mhm,
is the over promising and under deliver.
mhm.
That's where they get it wrong.
Right.
I
Right.
was always the opposite. I'd always say, "Hey, listen, I don't know if I can get you this, but if I can add this into the deal, I'll totally do it. I'll add enough consumable for you to make the money back. You'll make your first 4 payments with the consumable that I'm giving you with the deal. It's included." And they're
Mhm.
like, "Okay, for the first 3 months, like, I'm covered." And they feel good about it.
Yeah, and you have 3 months to figure it out.
Yeah, 3 months to, like, hopefully you market it right and you figure it out. Take that money that you would put towards that and put it with a advertising or marketing agency. Don't spend it on stupid shit. Just
Mhm,
use that money towards that. So that's how I would build my quotes.
mhm.
But most people don't do that. So these business owners buy these devices or they buy these courses, they learn one thing or they do one thing and then they're left to their own devices to figure it out.
You know, an example that is that well, I might catch some flack for this,
Oh, I love it.
but I think they're salespeople and they think they're business people. Not always, but a lot of them.
Oh yeah.
Realtors,
Yeah.
real estate agents are salespeople, in my opinion. They're salespeople.
100%.
They act like they're business people, but after you buy the house, how many realtors are following up with you? How's the house?
Yeah.
How's everything?
Only
How
mine
was the
because she's like my
move-in?
cute little she's
Right.
like my
Now,
little old client.
some people have a very, close relationship with their realtor, but 9 times out of
Oh, you
10,
sell it and you walk
they
away.
are right there next to you, holding your hand. We're gonna be like family, pretending things like, "I'll invite you to Thanksgiving this year," blah, 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 blah. The second those papers are signed, they're gone. They're gone.
Mhm.
They're
Same
gone.
with your mortgage people.
That's a salesperson right there. That's a salesperson. Now, obviously, if you're a business owner and you have a transactional relationship with somebody and then the relationship ends for one reason or another, even if it's a mutually bent like it's fine, like nobody's upset about it, but you're going a different direction with your business, whatever, with a vendor, whatever it is, and the relationship ends, obviously, like that you don't continue to follow up with them either, right?
Yeah.
But the difference is like, what's the main product? What's the main
Mhm.
thing there? What's the main transaction? And yeah, so like with my realtor, I would say it's more of a business relationship. Um, he helped me buy a house, and then he hired me to do video work and stuff
Yeah.
like that. He helped promote my business. Those things, that's more of a business transaction. It's one hand washing the other. And I refuse to use any other realtor. So I only have one realtor who I'll use forever. So like that,
Same.
until he retires or whatever. So that's kind of that same
Yeah.
type of deal. But it really applies across the board to every relationship. Um, with regard to business or sales. I'm not talking about like your mom. You
No.
know what I mean? So these fake gurus online you wanted to talk about, they were really hot when we were right out of high school. I don't know if you remember. There were a lot of these
These
Instagram
classes,
classes online, or if you just click this, you'll be a
Amazon,
billionaire.
arbitrage, all these
Yeah,
different, like
Alibaba, you got
yeah.
all this crap.
Everyone was going to, like, all these stores taking pictures of, like, Nike sweatshirts they found in Marshalls to see if they could sell it for more money
Mhm.
because they learned it in this course, and I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah, the $50 course, it's so funny to me. These, like,
4 payments of $50.
yeah, maybe some of them are just there's filmmaking courses out there.
Yeah.
If you want, so I'm no names. I don't wanna, like, because I wanna keep it legit info.
Yeah,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean? And I will shit talk them till the cows come home, but if I say a name,
Yeah, we don't need
it
anyone
could be a
coming.
problem.
Yeah, it's fine.
If there are definitely some businesses out there that say, for filmmaking specifically, for it's $50 one time payment, and you get all of the ins and outs of the industry, and how we'll teach you how to edit, we'll teach you how to set up a camera, we'll teach you how to do all this stuff. They teach you nothing, but it's only $50. So people go, oh, I'll spend the $50. You know?
Yeah, it's $50. It's a quick money. It's a good sale. It's passive money for this person who made these courses.
There were, to give an example, and I know you talk a lot about skin and your viewers
No, it's
listen because
fine.
of skin. When you do just to give an example, when you do a real estate video,
Yeah,
the payment to the videographer comes out of the realtor's commission,
absolutely.
which is 3%, between 3 and 6%. If it's 6%, they usually split that 6% 50-50 with the
Seller.
no,
With the buyer, excuse me.
with the broker.
Yeah.
The
Sorry.
broker, right.
That's who I'm
So
thinking of a person in my head, and I'm like, "He's that
right.
guy."
So the broker is the business, the agent is
Yes,
the salesperson.
they split it.
They split it 50-50. So your real estate agent, and that the broker gets 3%.
Yeah.
So your payment for the video comes out of the salesperson's, the realtor's 3%. And so let me tell you right now, I have nothing against haggling with the realtors. Like, I understand, believe me, but they will haggle you over
Oh,
every dime
because they're
because
gonna lose so much money no
because
matter what
they're the ones
anyway.
paying for it.
Absolutely.
So
So
the reason I bring this up, though, real quick, is because there's a guy who's teaching people online how to do these real estate videos, and he's preaching how you should be charging $1,500 for a real estate video. Now that sounds amazing. Everybody should be a videographer. If you're getting
yeah,
$1,500 to film a 3-bedroom ranch in Saugus,
yeah.
that'd be great. That'd be dope. Except that it ends up actually being like $150.
Is it really?
Oh yeah, real estate videos are very difficult to sustain
I
and
didn't know
maintain.
that. I thought it was like a prestigious thing. I remember when they came into my house, they had like this camera that like did this 360
Like a Matterport
thing.
scan.
Yeah, it's scan so it made those 3D thingies?
Right. So that's a whole separate thing. And you'll find that when you go to hire a real estate videographer, it's all that they do. And they usually do more than just video. So you'll have a real estate videographer who comes in, and not necessarily photos, but they'll do video, and then they'll do like the Matterport 360
Yeah.
walkthrough thing, because it's the only way they can justify charging more
More
money.
money, yeah.
Because
They need to have add more services. What are you gonna do with just pitches?
what's to stop a realtor from setting up a camera and a
I
tripod?
will say though, these
What?
realtor photographers, like they
The
they know
photographers or
the
videographers?
both
Oh,
make these the angles. They make
that's their
these
job.
rooms look so big, and then you go and it's a shoebox, and you're
Right.
like,
That's
"Wait, I
that's
thought
their
this was
job.
an expansive, beautiful
Right,
room."
right, right. So my point though is that, like, well, and you got to think about it, right? So if the house is 100,000, 6% is 6,000.
Yeah,
So now the realtor's only left with $3,000 to play with. And how much of that? They're going to give me 1,500
yeah,
bucks. That's
okay.
50% for a 2-3 minute video
No
walkthrough of
way.
the house. It doesn't make logical sense.
Definitely.
So so my point, going back to this, for these people online, these video, in my case, videography guru business people, to go out there and say, this is what you should be charging. And, if they don't like that, then just keep moving on to the next realtor. So now you spend all your time
Yeah.
trying to find realtors. You also, along the way, are not making videos. So you have no proof. You have no proof of what you've done well. So now you're just trying to find realtors with no proof of anything good. I told my realtor, I said in the beginning, I said, I'll do all your videos. He's a very, very good realtor. He has tons of listings. I said, I'll do all your videos for free if you tell everybody in your office that I'm the best video guy, whatever.
Yeah.
And then, so then on one side, you're like, well, is that ethical or whatever? But he had his videos that I made for him for free to show them.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you see what I'm saying?
It's not like you didn't you left him with nothing
Right.
to prove. Like you had physical proof that you could do a good job. And the problem I have with these people that do this shit is there's no proof. There's no proof that you can do this. Now, a lot of people, some of the people that watch this show are going to probably come after me for this because
I hope they do. I love it.
I host classes all the time, and never once do I say, you know, I'm the best of the best in business and in aesthetics, and I know everything about aesthetics. I don't. And I if anyone that says that, they're full of shit. Like it's just
that's the thing.
It's medicine. It's ever evolving. There's always new
But
things
everything's
coming out.
ever evolving.
Yeah, you just need, and it doesn't matter what industry you're in. Like you could be a car salesman. Like cars are always changing.
Right.
Like you need to adapt to that. But the people that sell these aesthetic classes specifically, like get rich quick schemes,
Tell me about them.
they're ridiculous.
I've never bought a real
So this is
course.
So this is one that I bought a while back. I've bought a few because I wanted to see like what they were setting up for courses because I was like, oh, like maybe that's a good way to generate revenue is having my own course. What better way to do that than to buy other cheap courses, see what they look like to make mine better. That was my little research that I was doing.
What do they look like? What are they offering that I'm not offering?
Exactly. So a lot of them are Canva templates that are made with AI, which I find hilarious. I mean, I'm a big AI fan. Everyone's gonna laugh at me. As home team, they know I love ChatGPT.
Yeah, you do.
But
love
I do because
ChatGPT.
sometimes I like to rewrite things a little nicer because sometimes I'm not always the nicest person. Okay, so
you're very like point blank, like
and it's too much for people.
It smooths it out.
I like to make it a little softer. So don't think I'm such a bitch. But I mean, whatever. So it's all these things that are just automated. Like nothing about it is authentic to what this person's experience that made them successful. I think that all these gurus miss is that personal. Like I only talk about things that have affected me and why my business has grown by the times I failed and what I learned from those failures and telling people, hey, why don't you not do that? You know, don't invest in this. Try this. I had one woman, I hope she listens to this, who was not an attorney, right? And a friend of mine recommended her, and she said she's amazing for compliance. She'll make sure that your med spa is perfect for compliance. And there was two women in this. This is not just one, but this first one in particular was like, it's $30,000 and you need to pay the check to me up front. And I was like, okay, for what? And she goes, I'm not an attorney, but I know everything about compliance for med spas. And I've worked with this, and this, and you can't do this, and you have to change your business here, and you have to do this. And I'm like, but what happens if your advice is wrong and you're not an attorney? So how
she's
can I? She's giving legal advice on compliance, medical compliance, but she's not an attorney. So what happens if I follow your advice? Because now it's advice, right? It's not really medical. It's not legal. It's just like, I've done this. I've worked for a compliance company.
Yeah. What's the insurance on that?
There isn't any. So
how can she charge $30,000?
So she charges $30,000.
Interesting.
And when I said to her, I did it. I full disclosure, I totally paid her the 30 grand. 2 weeks in, I said to my mom, I said, this is bullshit. This is absolute bullshit. I go, I'm not doing the services that require, I'm non-invasive. So I'm not doing Botox or filler. The injector that comes to my location is a privately owned business. He comes in and injects
with his own insurance.
With his own insurance. He's his own entity.
Right.
I pay him as a contractor to come in. Maybe that's illegal now, whatever the hell it is. But maybe she would tell me. But I don't do the services that require
She'll
this
tell you for 30 grand.
Exactly. I don't do the services that require this crazy legal compliance. So I told my mom, I said, we should drop her. I think this is stupid. She goes, well, I need time to calculate. Mind you, 2 weeks I had her. I've spoken to her 3 times in this 2 weeks.
Okay.
And she goes, yep, it's $250 an hour for everything that I've done for you. So I need to go over the hours that I've worked on your stuff. Now there's
But
no
didn't you
like,
already pay her the 30 grand?
yeah, so I wanted to say, "No, I'm done,"
Oh,
and
and
she
she
wanted
was
to
gonna
count
calculate it out and
the
give you the difference.
difference.
Yeah,
But
buddy.
there's no way to calculate, how do I know you were actually doing it there's no accountability here.
Right.
Like,
So
it's not like you checked in with me.
she wanted to act like a lawyer, billable hours without actually having gone to law school. What
Ex
a nice racket.
Right?
We should do that.
And I'm an idiot. I gave her the 30 grand.
Imagine me like prancing around a courtroom being like, Your Honor. Like, can you imagine?
I know, but I feel like you'd actually be able to sell them, like,
I'm
whatever
just saying,
it is, like
that is like so bad. Like
so
that is like
she
fucking
goes,
jail time.
"Alexis."
That's so
It's
bad.
so bad. So she tells me that I owe her, out of the 30,000, $4,600. That she's done $4,600 worth of work. And I looked at my mom and I said, honestly, drop in the bucket. Like,
In the grand
in the
scheme.
grand scheme of things, we didn't waste 30 grand. Like, let's just move on. But it's people like that. And I had another one who was an attorney. And then I found a law firm who's amazing, who I work with now.
Mm.
And they even laughed. They said, Alexis, you fell for it.
Right.
Because she was a reference from someone who is like a very big med spa owner. Like, and I've known her for years. I trusted her. So I feel like you have to also be careful. Do your research on who you're talking to, not just like these online gurus, but even the people that your friends may recommend may not be for you.
So real quick, you just kind of mentioned
I'm sorry, we're skipping all around. We have a
I know we
nice
have a
itinerary today.
nice outline, which is good. Well, because this is a big topic, and that
Yeah.
like I feel like there's a lot of people out there who talk about like the do's and don'ts or whatever, but it's kind of unorganized, or they'll all say the same thing or whatever. And I really wanted to hit as many points
Yeah.
as possible when you said you wanted to do this episode.
Let's do it.
What you just did is right here, this lack of horror stories thing. What you just did is something that these online gurus who are selling these courses never do. Ever.
You have to talk about the times that was awful.
You cannot have, like, it is impossible. Nobody is, and if they are, I'd love to meet you. I'd love to meet you because you're probably a trillionaire at this point. Nobody has ever had 100% success 100% of the time, right from jump, ready to go. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
No.
and these people that sell these online courses
Act like they do.
They act like if you just listen to me, we can avoid any horror stories. Except there's no information there.
Mm-hmm.
And they give you very generic topics.
Mm-hmm. Do you know who's big on this? And there was a company that I liked their product, but it was very much a, for lack of better words, it was a like pyramid scheme type company. That's how they ran it.
So the whole goal, you pay in, and then you got to find other people to pay in as well.
Exactly.
Okay, go ahead.
So that's their mentality.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Is that whole like, everything's gonna be great. Just sign up these people. There's no, it's like this fail safe that they have, and I'm like, guys, no,
Pyramid scheme.
it's a pyramid scheme. Like, what are you doing? But they sell it like it's the best thing since sliced bread. But that's like what we're saying here is, I just totally lost my train of thought.
Horror stories.
Yeah, it's just they're not telling you that it's going to be hard to sign those people out. You know what I mean? There's no.
Yeah, listen, business is not for everybody. Okay,
No.
and by the way, and like I've said this before, and it is true. There are leaders and there are followers, and that doesn't make one better or worse than the other. You need people that want the 9 to 5. You need people that just want a paycheck.
Wrong. Sometimes I wish I was that person.
I can't be that person.
No, I can't. But sometimes I wish.
I wish all the
could
time.
be.
You know how easy it would be? Oh, go in a 9 to 5. Done.
I was actually
Get a paycheck, guaranteed. Done.
sitting at my desk yesterday. A sales rep walks in.
Yeah.
She's the Cynosure Lutronic rep. We're gonna have her on. She's super cute.
Awesome.
Not even in the industry a year.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, "Is it always this hard?" And I said, "Yes." She goes, "Well, I know you were me." And I said, "I was you. I was the cute 23-year-old prancing around in cute outfits going to office. Like, I get it. But you're not going to win." She's like, "I can't get these things to close. Is it me?" I go, "First of all, it's a rough time of year. People aren't spending the money.
It's true.
You know, they don't really know what's going on. The economy's like kind of, we're still trying to figure
We're
out.
in limbo.
Yeah, we're trying to figure everything out. We all know it's going to be great, but like
big changes happening, and that takes a little bit of time.
Yeah, we have to reorganize some things,
Mhm.
you know, make sure the funds are going in appropriate places.
Yeah.
To have a better well-oiled machine here.
Mhm.
But she was so discouraged that it was so hard. And she's a salesperson.
Mhm.
It's so hard. So I get like, listen, the guys that come in that look all flashy and they know everything and the da 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 da, they have the nice hair, the good teeth, good outfit, you know, they did have to go through some shit to get to their schmoozy where they are
Maybe,
now.
but I feel like and there is a psychological thing too, where if I feel like a lot of people think that if you don't share your horror stories and you only promote yourself to be the best in the whole world and you're amazing and it wasn't hard for me at all, it it's a psychological thing where if they admit to failure, they're afraid they'll lose the sale. Does that
Yeah.
make sense? So if I admit that I messed up here or if I messed up here, then you won't want to buy my product from me. And so you create this mentality of this Teflon exterior of I'm perfect, everything I touch turns to gold,
Yeah, I know.
and it just comes off as douchey. Like it just comes
Yeah.
off as like you're not even really a
I did
human.
amazing. I did this. I did that. And it's not really like, how did you get there? Like,
Right.
wait, what? Like, you definitely fell on your face a couple times during this process. How did you get back up? You know,
Right.
like you want to know those stories. I will never tell anyone. First of all, if you want to open a med spa right now, like I wouldn't.
At
Um,
all?
I wouldn't.
Really?
No, I just think that like right now is a really weird time. I think that
Mm.
like
Give it a couple of years.
give it a couple years. I think the market is super saturated right now, and there's a lot of people. I find myself in my practice, and I said this yesterday to a bunch of clients, and this is super
It's
cocky.
funny you say this because video is the same. Like everybody has a camera now.
Yeah,
Everybody thinks they're a
yeah,
videographer.
exactly. I know.
Yeah.
I think I tell him like sometimes I think I'm a producer, and I'm like, I'll adjust the mics. I'm like,
Yeah, I go, yeah, go for it. Enjoy.
he's like, put the headphones on. Listen, I'm like, I don't know what I'm clicking.
Well,
I'm
it's
like, I'm
fun.
just here. He's like, I thought you were the producer.
Imagine if
Can't even shut the lights off. I'm too short.
imagine
Like,
if I was downstairs and I'm like, "Yeah, give me the hydrofacial, I'll just do it."
yeah, like what?
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
But I said to clients yesterday, I said, listen, and they all told me, a friend of mine had a friends at Bloom yesterday. They came in and did facials. It was like an education event, super cute.
Mhm,
But they all were going to other places to get their face done. They're like, I've known this girl for a long time. This is the recommendations that she made for me.
mhm.
And in my mind, it wouldn't be what I would do. And
Right.
everyone's gonna have their own take. And I said to them, like I say to everyone, I said this when I sold hydrofacials back in the day too. I don't care if I don't have your business today, because I know how good I am, and I'll have your business at some point.
Sure.
Whether it's tomorrow, whether it's in a year, I know you're gonna come in here with your tail between your legs and you're gonna say, I really should have listened to you. That's a really good idea. I probably should have done those treatments. Or I probably should have bought that. That would have saved that I would have made more money. Like,
Mhm.
and maybe that's being cocky, but I just give you the facts. This is what's gonna work. This is what is proven. Try it. And if you don't want to try it right away, you want to try something else, okay, that's on you. But don't be upset when you come in and try what I have to do and it works better.
You know what the worst question you can ask a salesperson is? Well, from the salesperson's perspective, you know what the worst question you can
No,
get is?
tell it to me. Ask me.
Why?
Yeah. Oh, why buy
Why?
it?
Why? Not just why buy it. Why anything? Why anything? This because you'll notice with salespeople specifically that it's very surface level. You'll be the best if you do this. Why will I be the best? Because it's the best. Why is it the best?
They
Why?
can't answer it.
Because if they can, but see, the thing is, a good salesperson can.
Can.
And if they answer why, then all of a sudden you have a like you have a better
You
product.
have to learn in sales how to get over objections and people
My
say
God, yeah.
no. Because people look at the word no. A lot of people who don't do sales that try to get into sales, someone denies them, says, hey, I'm not into it right now. And they just write them off. That's the last thing I would do. I am not
We
that
could do a
way.
whole episode on just sales in
Oh,
general, and
and
I think
how
it
it
would be
works.
so good because we are
Totally.
so conditioned in a and this is a good thing. I'm not advocating for the opposite here, but in social life, in regular life, we are very conditioned, rightfully so, that no means no,
Yeah.
right?
Not in sales.
So if you with sales,
Not so much.
no
An
means
opportunity.
no. It's so salesy to say. That is
It's
so funny.
but it's
What are you,
not wrong.
Tony Robbins over here? That is so funny. No, but like it's
Maybe I'll
true
sell
though.
them my course.
But
No.
in sales, no usually means a couple of different things. I'm scared. I don't have enough information.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can afford it, and I have other things going on. I haven't seen the benefits to the product, and I don't know why it applies to me. And it doesn't have to be all of these questions, but it could be any of these questions. And the easiest way that our brain takes the path of least resistance, and the easiest way for us to formulate that thought without embarrassing ourselves is, no, I'm good, thanks. I don't want to buy that.
Yeah.
No one's gonna say, I'm scared. If a husband and wife, let's think, a husband and wife go to buy a car, as an example, and the payment comes out in front of them and it's $200 a month more than what they had initially anticipated, they're just gonna say no. The husband's not gonna say, gee, we have these bills and I'm scared that I won't be able to provide for my wife. Nobody's gonna say that.
No,
They're gonna
they're
say,
just gonna
no,
say
it's too much.
too
I
much of
don't
this
want it,
time.
right? So it's like, well, you start to break that down. How much too much is it? And you can go into all of these different ways to overcome objections. And we should do a whole episode on sales. But my point is,
Include oil changes for a long time.
if you're the customer, I feel like maybe it's an American thing too. I'd love to know if there's people in England or whatever watching the show. They could comment below.
Yeah.
Um, but in America, we are conditioned to just be more standoffish and say, "No, I'm good, thanks very much," as opposed to asking more questions.
Well, I think that the way that school is here is set up like that.
Oh, your mic.
You said like, um, stand up, okay. Sit down, okay. Yes, you can do that. No, you can't do that. It's
Yeah.
very, it's like jail. You know what I mean? It's very
Oh,
just like it really is. If you think about it, the
yeah.
buildings aren't that much different. You get less sunlight in schools than the inmates do
It's true.
per day. So whatever. It's that we could do a whole episode on that, but um, it drives me mental. But we're conditioned to be workers, not thinkers. So you're following, if someone says no, you're just like, okay, great, I'm going to move on. You're
Right.
not taught no, but why? Like,
Right.
why do
Well, and
I not do that? My kids,
right.
it's different. My kids, I say no, they're like, "Pff, yeah, okay, why?
Well,
And
we
I'm like,
lose that though,
yeah,
because and you're training them, and then what's your answer? Because I'm the mom, I said so. So it
yeah,
shuts them down, and it's a different relationship, but they're being conditioned to not ask a lot of questions,
yes,
not further their information, whatever. A car is a car these days.
yeah.
It's not that they're not that much different. They're just not. You might have some, statistically, you might have some that are safer than others, and
It's
whatever.
very, very like limited as to
But they
like
all
the
have backup cameras. They all have 20,000 computers in them. They all have
yeah,
the same crap, and you're basically just buying the label, whatever the thing is on the front. That's, whatever
yeah.
whatever it is.
It's all made
So
overseas anyway.
when you go there, it's not a question of why should I buy your product? It's what separates your product from anybody else. What makes the experience at your med spa better than the experience down the street?
Hmm.
And why should I go with you over somebody else? I don't know you from Adam. And you being pretty is not enough for me to give you $500 for a medical treatment of any
Yeah,
kind, a facial treatment of any kind. So, because especially when the person down the street is nice to me, knows my mom, whatever it is, blah, blah, blah,
exactly.
why would I go to you?
I think for me, in my case, if you're bringing it back to aesthetics, is education, right?
Mhm.
If you're educating the client, I tell every client the same thing. Your first treatment with me is not something where we're not going to be talking and it's like this experience that's like spa like.
Mm.
We're not doing that. We're doing a full consultation each time I see you, usually, but the first time, especially, we're going over what your goals are, how I can get you there, what treatments I can provide for you, what home care are you using, why are you using that home care? If you want to look like this is the home care I would recommend. It's a whole experience in and at itself.
Mhm.
I think a lot of these med spas and even regular spas or anywhere, it's just very much, okay, I want to get oh, this blueberry facial, what's it do? It makes me glow. Okay, great. And the esthetician goes, okay, good. Let's do it.
Mhm.
Do you know how many times people come in to Bloom and they say, Alexis, I want to do this resurfacing. I want to do
And
this,
you're
that,
like,
the other thing.
"No, we're not
And
doing
I
that."
go, no.
Yeah.
Funny, cute,
Yeah.
love the
Would love to take
ambition.
your money.
I would love it. They go, well, why don't you want? No. I say no.
Right.
I need to see how you react. We're going to start with a more kind of low end treatment, I would say. See how you do. Let's get you on good home care. Let's get you on a good regimen. And then let's do the big boy treatments. Don't waste your money.
Mhm.
Protect your investment. If you're going to give me your money, protect it. Don't just give someone. I say the same thing with plastic surgery. You want to get liposuction, doesn't mean you can eat like shit. You're going to gain it back. It's bullshit that say that you don't. You do.
Right.
I had liposuction, then I had 3 kids. Well, 2 kids, and I have another one coming. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't look the same. Like,
Yeah.
so it's all about, taking care of them as a whole and having a whole experience and bringing it back to educating them. Because a lot of these places will just say, okay, you want the $500 treatment? Okay, I'll do it.
Right.
Regardless of following up with them or even that if that's like the right choice for their skin with never working on it before.
Totally agree with you. To bring it back to these gurus, right?
Yes.
So I think that that's also another thing that's very valuable to with spotting these fake business people things, right? Do they offer anything for free of substance? So if they are giving you the glossy, there's no information, there's nothing worth listening to unless you buy. That's where the information is, right?
Mhm.
Because if you watch these videos, like there's like these like click funnel videos
Yeah.
where it's like uh if in a moment, if you just click this one link, you'll be able to see this, and then you click the link and it's the same style of video over again where now you're on their website, so you've already been sold to click the next
Mhm.
video. You click the next one, they say, and then if you just click the next thing, that's when blah
Well,
blah
they're
blah.
gauging your interest too. They can see how many
Sure,
times you're clicking, what works for you,
but
and
it's
then your
not,
algorithm changes.
it's BS
Yeah,
is what it
I
is.
agree.
So now you're in this so if there is someone with consistent, valuable information for free that you can listen to, that you can speak with, like you just said, you might charge. I don't know what your prices are exactly downstairs, but I'm saying for a facial, it's like $295 or whatever.
Yeah. We'll
Okay,
just say.
so let's say it's $300 for the thing. Not only do you say, okay, let's figure out if that's actually the right treatment for you. You're also giving a bunch of valuable free information,
Yeah.
education, explaining to them why you're not going to take their money.
Yeah.
What do you think is a better thing to do?
Well, that's
Do you
why
know what I'm saying? Because we're
yeah.
talking about business people, like people like from a business
And I
standpoint.
think so what's big is like free consultations.
Sure.
A lot of people don't like them right now. And a lot of these gurus are saying, don't do free consultations, charge for your time. And I don't really agree with it because
Well, how can you tell somebody? Think about it this way, because I get what you're saying, but you have to ask yourself this question. Who are you? Because nobody knows who you are. If you've
no.
never started a business, if you've never done anything, nobody knows who you are. And you might be the best, whatever it is that you do in the world. And that's fine. But nobody knows who you are. So if you're the best and you have no track record and you have no clientele and you offer nothing for free, how can people judge that value?
So I know a lot of practices do, it's a $300 consultation, but that $300 goes towards product. I don't like that model either because
You're forcing people to buy product they may not need.
exactly. And you're also making them already uncomfortable.
Mhm.
They're generally going to come to you for a consultation for a problem. They have something wrong that they think is wrong. Maybe it's not that big of a deal on our end, but it really bothers them.
Okay, but
Okay?
that's the same in every single industry.
Exactly.
Why do you go to the grocery store? You have a problem, you have no food. Like,
Exactly.
that's why you go to the grocery
But I
store.
think that these people are like, okay, pay this, and this is my time. I'm a fantastic esthetician. Like you should pay me for my consultation. I don't like that. Come see me for free. Come sit with me for 30 minutes.
Mhm.
Let's go over what's best for you. And then let's make a decision together on what's in your budget. First of all, $300, depending on your budget, that's a lot of money.
Mhm.
For especially skincare products. Like, yes, I could sell you 2 moisturizers and you'd be at that at Skin Better's price, but you could get a whole 4-month kit from Face Reality for the same cost. So you
Just not to go too inside baseball here, but like this is why I suggested you do the podcast. If
yes.
you're ever thinking of selling any sort of online course or anything else, you will now have a track record of for an hour. Come sit with you for 30 minutes. Come sit
Yeah.
with us for an hour every week. You know what I mean? For free. You put it on in the car and just listen to the stories with your guests and the people that you have on where you're giving that valuable information. And then if you ever have a course that's specified to a specific thing, because
Yeah.
the show is more
It
general.
gives you credibility too, having this and then doing
Right,
that.
exactly. And
Absolutely.
there's nothing wrong with saying that. That's the truth. That's why you do the podcast. That's why you get out there. You want to meet people, community and collaboration over competition.
Yes.
Like there's 8 billion people in the world and there's always, unless you're like Elon, there's always someone out there with more money And there's always someone out there who's prettier or better or whatever, or younger
Absolutely.
or whatever it is. So let's just be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. This is what you have to offer. Why not offer it to everybody and welcome as many guests in as you can and then get their information for free? Why is it that, like, I'm not telling you anything. I'm going to talk around in circles for an hour and a half, and then you have to buy this course where I'm going to just end up giving you nothing
Telling
anyway.
yeah, and it's the same thing that when you talk to them.
And you can't get a refund, or you forget about it and it was only $50, but 10,000 people bought it. And so these people walk off with their Ferrari and everything else, and
And you learn nothing.
you learn nothing and you're out of money.
And maybe you do learn some I mean,
You learn not to buy them anymore. That's what you
yeah,
learn.
exactly. Maybe you learn something like not where to not waste your money.
Yeah.
To go on this too, which I think is a huge point that you have on here,
Go.
is instead of spending your money on courses, if you have a business, spend your money on marketing. I think that is the one in advertising, video work. People don't understand. And I made this exact same mistake when I opened Bloom. I did not budget you didn't know him
Well,
at the
you
time,
didn't know me, yeah.
but I didn't budget like what that would look like
Mhm.
or what that even would cost in general for video work. Um, you need to have a marketing budget. You need to have that. Even if you have $50, who cares? Like you just need to put that aside.
Mhm.
People don't do that. Spend that versus buying the stupid $50 course. You're gonna learn nothing. I'd rather give you $50 and you make me like a cool thumbnail or whatever. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? Like it could be anything. I just don't think that people spend their money in the right places. I only learned that from wasting a shitload of money
Well, this is
or
the
not
thing.
allocating it right.
So this is the thing. So let's say you're going to open a restaurant, or let's say you're opening a med spa or whatever. I just try and relate it to
Yeah.
all businesses. But if you're going to open a business, and it's not, we've talked about this, it's not build it and they will come. It's build it, market it, and they will come.
Yes.
And if you build something and you waste $8,000 on a front desk, or you do something ridiculous, right?
Yes,
And
right.
I'm not just trying to give you shit, but it's an
No,
example,
I
right?
deserve that. It was really stupid.
If you build, if this is why a lot of people will start a business from their home, and they will do
Unbelievable
right
over time.
really really well. And I guess my point is, you want to make sure that you are getting your message out there, and your message should be, I just started a business.
Yeah.
That's your message. I just opened this thing. I exist. That's the message. And that's where you should be spending your money. Because if you've opened a med spa or a restaurant or a daycare center or anything, that's your job. Your job is not to become a videographer and to become a photographer and to become a marketing
Yeah.
expert and a
TikToks, all the
Facebook
things.
ads person and
Yeah,
Google
no.
AdSense and all this other crap. That's why you save the money, so that you can hire somebody to do that for you. And then when you're looking for people to do that marketing for you, you need to research all of them as well. Because as you
Oh.
know, there are people who will come in and say, it's $3,000 a day. And then we
Happened
got
to me.
editing fees, and you get all this stuff, and then I'm going to give you a 30-second video out of it, and there's no re-edits or whatever it is. You spend $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, you get nothing.
Before I met Nick, I was gonna have a videographer come to an event that we did. It was our open house. And he never came in here, never met with me, was texting me, wouldn't talk to me on the phone, and just said to me, what was it, like 6 grand? I forget what he said to me. I remember telling you it was so
Mm.
long ago. And was just like, yeah, 6 grand, you get one edit, that's it. And it will be in a zip file, but you only have a month to get it out. Like, we're
Mhm.
not gonna store it. And I was like, so do we plan how we're gonna do nope, nope, I'm just gonna show up that day. There's no like imagine the promo video we did, but we didn't plan it.
That'd be insane. Insane.
I mean, that's crazy to
I know.
me. We had
I
a full day planned. You knew my vision. You took that and said, okay, this is how we should set this up for the best way for this video to come out. And I said, okay, great. You do video. You know how it's going to look good. I didn't know.
yeah,
I'll get the people. You tell me how you want everything to be.
exactly.
I think that these business owners try to be everything,
Mhm.
and that's where you fail.
Yeah.
It's great in the beginning. It's cute. We all did it. I did it. I had friends helping me and whatever, but you need to save the money for the right people, not these online gurus that are going to tell you like how to get 50,000 followers. What I do think is funny about these gurus, and I don't know if you notice this,
What?
they all have the blue check and all these followers, but if you look at the likes on their pictures, it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
5.
Yeah, and when I say, like, do research on people, that's all I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's the simplest. I'm not saying you got to, pay for background checks on every. I mean, whatever you want
I've
to
done
do.
that.
No, whatever you want to do. I mean, I'm not saying don't do that, especially if they're creepy. But if they're creepy, why would you hire them anyway?
Yeah, no.
But I'm saying like if someone is coming in saying they're the God's gift, whatever, that's fine. What do they have to offer? What is there? Do they have a website? What does the website look like? Do they have Google reviews? Are there, which is not always the best, metric for, because there's always Karens out there. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
Karens and Kevins. They're always out there. They're always out there saying this was the worst thing ever.
Absolutely.
I got my stomach stapled. I gained 600 pounds. Don't go to this plastic surgeon. That kind of crap. There's always someone out there with a problem, right?
Yeah.
Um,
I don't think we have a Google set up for the studio for reviews and
no, I
everything.
don't think
And I
so.
don't even think I don't think we didn't do that for review reasons. I just think that
No, I think
we were busy and
this business is a different style of
yeah,
business
it's
anyway.
not like
Very, very intimate, I guess you could say,
yeah.
like on a client to client basis.
So
And
some people don't want
well, it's not open to the general public. Not just
yeah,
any Joe Schmo can walk in here. You have to have
an appointment and like come
by
in
appointment
and
only.
exactly.
Right. So anyway, I'm just saying, like, when I say do your research about people, if these people are saying, I will teach you how to get 60 million followers, and they have 12 followers, not 12 million, 12. You know what I mean? Or 150 followers.
But with the blue check, guys. They
Right,
get the
with
blue
the
check,
blue check.
which you can pay for.
It's just
Okay.
BS. That's all it is. It's not real. It's not real stuff. And think about it
Yeah.
this way. So you're offering these online courses for $50 and you're going to give all of the secret ins and outs of the business, whatever it is. Think logically.
Why would they do that?
If it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. That's it. That doesn't mean that the person out there, because they'd be an idiot. They would be an idiot. This person is out there going to give away all these industry secrets. First of all, they're not fucking secrets.
Yeah.
It's
No.
the secret is hard work. That's the secret.
Exactly. And I think that's what people miss. They just want
Yeah.
this quick secret sauce to do it, but there is no such thing as this quick secret sauce. You'll learn. You know what? Buy the course, try it. Get the
Don't buy
secret
the
sauce.
course.
Let me know what it is because when you crash and burn, you're gonna go, shit, that
Right.
sucks. I'm gonna go listen to Alexis.
Well, I feel like these gurus too, they prey on desperate people.
Yeah.
So these are not people that are in the very beginning. These are people that when I spent 8,000 on the front desk, I have no money left. I only have $50 left. This guy's got the secret. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? This is the secret sauce. No sauce.
I
Very
think that you and I watch a lot of podcasts.
We do.
We film a lot of podcasts.
Yeah.
And I think what we are striving to do is teaching our clients that are here to, when they're filming their shows, to be different so it doesn't come off like they're looking like these fake gurus. Because I feel like some people try to give a secret sauce idea and it comes off cheesy. And I feel like if they just made it more personal.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like the coaching that, especially that you do.
Jeremy's a great example of this. We just filmed his channel trailer. You should go listen
Oh my
to
God,
the
it was
Jay Griffin
so
podcast.
good.
Dropping at the end of this month, last day of this month actually. He's been doing fantastic
It's
stuff.
so good.
The guy's a plumber. Who the hell wants to listen to a plumbing podcast if you think about it, right? Let me tell you, he's hilarious.
It was so funny.
Right. He's got a lot of stuff coming out. He has a ton of different guests. And it's not just about plumbing. It's about plumbing and business and life and
people.
everything. And I'm not just trying to, it's not like a plug for his podcast. What I'm saying though is
We'll link it though.
Yeah, when he first came in and said that he wanted to do one, his biggest concern was what do I do? Like how do I, like, he's like, I'm a plumber. Is this gonna be, you know what I mean?
He owns a successful plumbing business.
But this is why we do it by the appointment only. So we're like extremely busy here, and it's been a blessing to be able to grow this as quickly as we are. But our clients are like our family. Like we like marry these people. Like
and
Jeremy,
we're like, that show was good, but like maybe we should try doing this in this direction later.
right?
Or teaching the host. I feel like
how do I make it a better show? What's the best way to go about these things? How do I interview properly? And they learn over time. But this is not like a regular, you walk in off the street and you do a podcast. Like this is a business to business relationship.
If we threw in the first podcast I ever did downstairs when we did those versus now, we're not showing them. It's never going to happen. You'll never see them. You'll never see the bloopers from the videos. They are awful.
Maybe.
No.
No, I'm saying maybe they'll have to pay money to get. They'll be behind a paywall.
Patreon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Patreon.
you want to see it on Patreon? Sure, I'll put it on
Yeah,
Patreon.
yeah.
I look like friggin' Fiona and Shrek in them.
No, stop it. You look fine.
No, it really does. It's
But it
kinda
was
scary.
all new, and it was,
And yeah,
and it is scary in the first few weeks of, like regardless of, it's so funny because you have no followers in the beginning, right?
yeah,
First, I don't know, year, you have no followers, you have nothing. You're just trying to get content out there and do the best that you can. But when you do come and sit down on a set, and even if it's downstairs, the makeshift stuff, and all the cameras are on, and you got lights over you and everything else, you're like, shit, I'm Ellen DeGeneres now. What the
yeah.
fuck? And I don't even know what I'm doing. This is crazy.
And it's
That's how it
funny.
feels.
And then I think it's fun too to see with clients and ourselves how you change over time and you get more comfortable. I feel like
You
you and I
become
now
Dr. Phil.
we sit
We'll be
down,
right
we're
back.
like we
You
pull
know?
the mics up
Yeah.
close, we sit down, we angle our legs the right way, we're talking,
Absolutely.
hanging out. So I think we're teaching them, we're educating them on how to do it right,
Mhm.
how to do it a fun way. Maybe we don't have a billion followers like
But the cool thing is,
Joe
I feel like
Rogan.
we're learning too. Like
Yeah.
I'm the first person to say that I know nothing. I know nothing. I
I
know how
want
to
to be
turn
the
the cameras
dumbest
under.
person in the room.
Always,
Always.
100% of the time. I want to be the person who's always asking questions.
Mhm.
I always want to know more things, and I feel like that is crucially important to being a business owner.
Yeah.
If you act like you're the best in the whole world, you couldn't learn another thing. That you could open another book. I already seen it. Like that.
No.
First of all, fuck off. Second of all, why would you want to be that person?
Yeah.
Why would you want to stop learning? Because everything is changing
All the
constantly.
time.
It is an ever evolving world. So you have the economy is changing now. Look at what the not getting political, but I'm just saying
We can.
with regard to the tariffs and all the other stuff that's coming in.
Yeah.
There's going to be, I'll tell you right now, great businesses to get into right now would be
Logistics.
textile production, fabric production, plastics, metal of any kind, steel is going to be
Trucking.
huge. Trucking
Trucking
is going to
huge.
be, it's going to explode
Mm-hmm.
because we're going to have a lot more manufacturing here.
Get your CDL, guys. Everyone get your CDL.
But this is the truth.
Yeah.
That's the truth. That's the way of the future. By the way, it's the way it should be, but well, that's a whole other story. What I'm saying is
Absolutely.
there's a lot of things that are going to be changing for you to sit there as a business owner. And I don't care if you have 50 employees and you're making 6 figures, 6, 7, 8, 9 figures a year. If you think you know everything,
You're wrong.
you've never been more wrong about anything in your life. And I know a lot, but I don't know. I'm far from knowing everything, and I'm constantly learning, which is part of the reason I enjoy podcasting, because I can interview and learn more from my guests and stuff. So anyway, that's my take on it. What else you got? You got anything else?
No, I think that was great. I just really hope that people take away from this that I hope I didn't burst your bubble into
No, I hope
not
the bubbles.
wanting
Fuck
to.
that. I hope I burst everybody's bubble out there. I'm sorry that you cannot open a successful business by watching some idiot online for
No.
$50. And honestly, if you think that you can do that, if any ounce of you thought that it would be possible to watch one person on YouTube for 50, or not even on YouTube, they start on YouTube and say, go click my website. And then you pay them $50 and they give you 10 little video clips about nothing. It's so easy. Save a few mil.
Yeah. Exactly.
Just save a few mil. You can open a business.
Yeah.
That kind of bullshit. You know what I mean? If there's anything like that, then maybe you are not in a position to be a business owner.
No.
That's all. And maybe not a successful one.
I always say work in the business that you want to be in before you decide to start it on your own, which I feel like should be self-explanatory, but people don't do that. A lot of these in aesthetics, a big thing is, graduating aesthetic school and getting these suites. So you're having a suite situation, which is crazy to me because these suite situations is my friend's suite is 116 square feet.
Yeah.
That's
it's a closet.
smaller than my kitchen at here.
Yeah.
And they're paying $550 a week.
A week.
A
Yeah.
week.
Right.
You will not make that as an esthetician straight out of school. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. It's not going to happen. If it does for you and you have this big, huge family and everyone's supporting you, good for you. But it doesn't make sense financially to go in from school and start your own business. Start from the ground, work in the salon, sweep the floors, figure it out, and then work your way up. Learn from the person that is either your owner or the nurse practitioner, whoever you're working with. Learn from them and then move on. I just feel like these these
Who
stupid
would
online.
you say is the equivalent to like an Andrew Tate or a
Oh.
who's a for a female equivalent? I'm saying like who is the
Like, for business
yeah,
or,
sure,
like,
sure. Or what was that lesbian from a million years ago? Susie Orman or what was her name?
I don't know.
She had the pixie haircut, and she would get up on stage and say, "This is what you gotta do." Blonde lady,
Oh,
Susie something, right?
yeah, yeah. I don't
Listen,
follow a lot of them anymore because I just think it's ridiculous.
well, you know what it is like the reality of the situation is a lot of them. Not to go on and on because I know we're going over
Yeah,
time
it's
here, but
fine.
a lot of them they're not business people. They're
No.
motivational speakers. They're get off your ass people and get out there and do
Yeah.
stuff, and people pay for that.
It's the pyramid thing.
Yeah, but it's not about how to open a business. It's
No,
about how to get off your ass and then go open a business. You know what
exactly.
I'm saying? They don't teach you the how to open the business part. They just say get off your ass a lot.
So
You can do it. Like it's such bullshit. It's so crazy. Like if you
It's
don't know
true.
that you can do it already and that you need that kick in the
Then
ass,
maybe you
you're on a
shouldn't do
different
it.
level.
Then you shouldn't do
It's
it
a different
anyway.
level altogether. You need psychological help. In my opinion, I mean, we do too. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
We need a little bit of
This is our therapy anyway.
right, exactly. But okay, what I would say, my final piece of advice, and I'll let you close it out, because it's your show.
Yeah.
The one thing I've written here: don't ever pay. First of all, live the life you want to live,
Yes.
and what I mean by that is consume. If you want to be an esthetician, consume every piece of media on being an esthetician, every piece from every source that you can. You'll start to learn and identify this person's an idiot. This person has no idea what they're talking about. This person's pretty good, but I also like this person over here. Consume all of it anyway so that you have a way to overcome the bullshit, because someone else will come in and say, well, this person I saw online. You say, yeah, I saw that too. Here's why they're wrong. Okay? That's very important.
I love that.
Don't pay for general or over, what's it called? Broad advice.
Yeah, no.
You pay for specifics, like getting a medical license. If you want to become an injector, you pay to go to college.
Exactly.
Right? So you pay for
Of course.
specifics. Don't ever pay for general things, and consume as much free content from as many different sources as humanly possible. That's what I would say no matter what field you're going into. And believe me, there are 500,000 videos uploaded to YouTube every minute. So
Yeah.
there's plenty of shit out there for you to watch.
I agree. I think that you should do that. I think that if you have the ability to go to an aesthetics specifically, but I'm sure this goes for filmmaking or
Yeah.
anything else, is go to the trade shows. Go meet
Oh,
people.
yeah.
Go put yourself.
Cinecon, very cool if you're
Yeah.
a filmmaker. Go ahead,
Oh,
sorry.
I would love to go just
We should
because
go to
I
New
love
Jersey.
to meet. It's in
Oh.
Jersey.
It's
Done.
all tech. It's all film tech. It's
Done.
amazing. It's
I'll
so
go.
cool. Yeah, yeah.
Where in Jersey?
I don't know. Go ahead.
Oh,
Move on.
sorry, I got
Don't-
excited. I love
Don't probe
Jersey.
me. I know nothing. I'm a shitty business owner. Go ahead.
So go to the trade shows, meet people. The silliest thing you can do is just think you're going to learn only from online and not having relationships with these people. Go try to meet the person that you're really into. If you see this influencer is really good and you like their content, message them. I have more people message me saying, hey, how did you get that result? And I have no problem sending them, hey, this is what I did. If you want to jump on a Zoom call, let's do it.
Mhm.
So if that's the case, you see results from Bloom Rejuve on Instagram that you like, you have questions, concerns, want to learn something, feel free to reach out. I hope you guys like and subscribe to the show at The Real Aesthetic Pod. This was fun.
If you're not subscribed,
Yeah, what the hell is wrong with you? Real
this is
Aesthetic Pod.
crazy.
Come on. Just subscribe, like it, follow us, watch it on Fridays.
Well, if they're
at
not
12.
subscribed, they don't want to. They don't want to know. They don't want to better their lives. That's what it is.
Better your life and watch us because we're great.
Yeah, and comment down below your thoughts. I want to hear horror stories from
Yeah.
gurus in the comments of people that have purchased stuff and it was nothing. Name names. No, I'm just kidding.
I kind of
like-
want to know the names, but you can just send them to me in a DM. Send them to our in DM and see what classes to watch out for. And maybe we do a whole episode going over the reels of those businesses, and maybe we can
yeah, we
go
can
through
kind of
them.
dig a little bit deeper and say this was suggested to us by this person
Yeah,
in the comments. But I think this is like important, and I
love this.
I love that you wanted to do this. I'm happy I was able to pull some stuff up, and thank you, Josh.
I know. Thanks, Josh, so much for
Of course.
producing for us today. Awesome. Well, like, subscribe, guys. Check us out Fridays at 12. We'll see you next week.